funny that you say that about your youngest son, because I'm 48 years of age, and when they see me, they see a 6'2", 245-pound black guy. Mm-hmm. When the police pull me over, I have my driver's license, my proof of insurance, my registration. I have it ready for him. I got two things in mind. I'm trying to get home alive. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get him from his vehicle to my vehicle, back to his vehicle, on my way as quick as possible. Everything is yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Even if I'm older than they are, it's always yes, sir, no, sir. I'm trying to engage in as little conversation as possible. Mr. Sharpe, do you know how fast you were going? No, I do not. Mr. Sharpe, do you know how dark the 10 is? No, I do not. That's it. I'm not engaging in conversation. I'm trying to get you to and from as quick as I possibly can. Mm-hmm. You said it also, Ray, is that the good cops must police, and when the bad do something wrong, you must draw attention to it. Mm-hmm. Because if you are complicit, you are condoning and you are encouraging this behavior. I also ask, if you're asking the black community to not judge all police officers by their lowest common denominator, I ask that you give us the same benefit of the doubt. See, if you want us to look at you like Police Chief David Brown of the Dallas Police Department, everybody commended and applauded how well he handled that situation. Mm-hmm. Everyone said, that's a great cop. That's who represents the majority of the cops. Yep. So when you go to a black neighborhood, I don't care if there's a 95% crime rate there. Do not automatically assume that every black you see is out to do you harm. Do not automatically assume every black you see has done something wrong to make you want to encounter them. You see, the problem is that the optics that we see a terrorist in New York set off a bomb, injure 29. The call goes out. This suspect could be armed and extremely dangerous. He validates that because when you make contact with him, you have a shootout. Mm-hmm. You don't shoot to kill him. Mm-hmm. You shoot to injure him because he has something that you might want. He might tell you, I'm not acting alone. There are others, sleeper cells. He might tell you the inner workings of how ISIS, of Al-Qaeda possibly works. So he has something that you can use. But when you look at us, what can you offer me? My life means absolutely nothing to you. So you know what? You will take my life and not think twice. But I tell you what you do in the process of you taking my life, you will leave no stone unturned. Shannon had this many violations. Shannon was stopped 5 times by the police. Shannon was shoplifting. Shannon was this. But the police officers, your record is protected. We don't know what, and because you know what you do? When you have these complaints filed against an officer, they say, well, you know how criminals are. They'll lie and try to do anything to weasel their way out of it. But your record is protected. So I don't get to see how many negative encounters you've had before with blacks. You see, that's what I don't understand. How can a terrorist, a known terrorist, you want him alive, but a black man with his hands up and his car's broken down, you want him dead? Yeah. See, and I keep going back, and Ray, I don't think you on the show. In World War II, the black soldiers fighting for the United States of America, they were fighting in Nazi Germany. When they captured the Nazis, the POWs, when they got on the travel cars, the black soldiers had to give their seats up for the POWs. Then they had to move to the back or stand up. So I want you to think about this for a second. We're fighting the enemies, us, white, black, U.S. soldiers. We're fighting the same guy. But when the enemy gets on a shackle, when he gets on the travel car, I'm less than a prisoner of war. And you make me leave. So blacks are looking at television and they're saying, hold on, wait a minute. You know this guy set off a bomb. You know he had a shootout with the police. And you capture him alive? And a black guy, you hear, that's a big dude. He looks like a big bad dude. He looks like he's on something. You can see that from a helicopter hovering 5,000 to 7,000 feet above the ground. You can tell he's a bad guy. You can tell he's on something. I want to know how many negative encounters have the officer, Miss Shelby, had with blacks. I would like to know that, but that's something we will never know. See, instead of the
might find out.
Instead of the police, when someone see look, I commend Doug Baldwin for what they did. I understand it, but see, the problem that I have with showing the unity, because that's what the police officers do. When you attack one of them, because think about. I'm gonna get back to my point. Think about this. The police department in Miami, they got so upset that some of the Dolphins took a knee. They said we might not provide protection. Right. So now you get to determine who you want to protect. But when the KKK have a rally, I don't hear none of the police officers say we're not gonna provide service for them. Right. Oh, because maybe they might be doing something that you approve of. So now you want only to protect the people that you agree with. That's not how it works.